In the last video, we successfully installed archlinux and Hyprland, so in today's video we are going to make it look really good. First of all, I want to add a wallpaper and change the look of the Waybar, based on the color of the wallpaper. After that, we want to style the WoFi application launcher, maybe install Wallpaper, Hyperlock, and some stuff for the terminal. In the so called .files or ~.config, we can configure and style the various components of Hyprland. We will also look at some RIs to get some inspiration for ours. To the main look, which contains the wallpaper, the Waybar, and perchance a dock. First, we're going to install Hyperpaper for the wallpaper. There's even an official dock called NWG dock Hyprland. Let's dive in. And you see, it's completely different than last time. So, what's the first thing we'll do? I said it. First thing we're gonna do is change the wallpaper, which I already did, but I'm gonna show you how to change it. And by the way, where I got this from. Basically, it's a pretty neat website in case you need wallpapers. Basically, you just type Roughbox wallpapers. I put the link in the description, by the way, so don't worry. There are wallpapers for light mode, there are some for dark mode, multiple styles, anime, brands, minimalistic, mix, paintings, pixel art, which I picked, but it's pretty cool. Color photography, renders, but that's pretty cool. In case you need wallpaper. First of all, what you need to do is basically just install sudo, basically hyperpaper. Hyperpaper. That's the first thing you need to do. First, I thought there's somewhere a config while I install it. It's even simpler than expected. You just go to the config file, config files, cd hyper, and we just create a hyperpaper config. It's even smaller than you expect. Hyperpaper. It's actually pretty simple. Yep. First thing we need to do, preload the image we want to do, which we want to have as a wallpaper. After that, we want to set the wallpaper. The first argument we put in our display. Yes, you see correctly. We can do this from multiple screens. What I see many people do, they just leave a empty argument here, which just applies it for all displays. I like it that way. You can do it without this and just leave an empty argument for all screens. And basically, you put in the same argument you had with the preload. For land, really important. This is really important. You want to set the display resolution. Other question, how do you find out the name of the display? HyperCTL, I think it was Wayland and monitors. Yeah, it was HyperCTL monitors. Okay. Multiple arguments we see here. For example, the name, here, and multiple things like our resolution at a certain number. This is how we set the refresh rate. In case you have a 144 Hz screen, you can just type 1080p at 144. The third argument is the position, which we see here. This is the scaling. The scaling, we start Hyperland with the scaling 2 for some reason. I mean, preferably have a bigger screen so that people can see everything. I don't like this. For my use, I just use 1. See? Looks pretty good. XYLAN 40 scaling true. You don't have to do this. I mean, if you see a lot of pixelation on your install, you may want to try this, but I don't see much of a difference right now, so I don't know. Really important. Exec1s, hyperpaper. This is really important. The second point, which is also really important, these two exec1s, W paste dash dash type, here text, image, watch, and clipist. You have to install clipist. That is the clipboard. Here. Yep. Basically, this is the clip history, well, the clipboard, which you need because otherwise it wouldn't just work. Or well, basically you can't copy and paste things. This works, as you see, for text and images. Do that. And WL paste is a built-in function in Hyprland. So don't worry about that. Do this, and you're good to go. Another thing I did, for some reason I didn't find it apparently, but in the, what was it? Jesus Christ. Also, here, shortcut for full screen, that's what I did, so basically main mode F. I don't know why it's not by default. And this is a thing I do really much like. This is binding main mode, Shift, R, and there we execute a shell script. This is where we go to the next point, where we change the Waybar a bit. Basically, we are adding him, PD back, PD into the Waybar, and here we see our launch script. We go into here. There we go. Basically, very important. You start a shell script with a comment, exclamation mark, bin bash, kill all. We basically start the script with killing all already existing Waybar sessions, so that it basically properly restarts if you press it. And basically, what I did, what I found quite interesting, because why not? What I basically did was, if the user is me, don't type Hubert, it won't work for you, just type your username, it worked for me, so that's cool. Then Waybar -s, which stands for file, where we connect the style sheet of Waybar, else we just access the Waybar, that's it, finished. Now, really important, what you gotta do if you create one is chmod +x and launch sh. This is really important, else the shell script won't work at all. That way you make the shell script executable. As you see here, certain thing here was back there. I moved it. I will show you how to move things in the Waybar. This has a script. If we go to wlogout.sh, similar here. Resolution width, fiber control, -j monitors, JQ. Basically, copy this. What will happen? Copy this. Basically, same story here with the chmod and shell script. What it does is basically, if we click on here, boom. I have to style this a bit, so we're good. What it basically does, you can do things like reboot it, suspend, logout, lock, hibernate, shutdown. It's pretty neat. Now, very important, changing the Waybar and how to change positions. Basically, we go to config.hnc, which is the config of the Waybar. You can also change the position of the Waybar itself. So let's say you want to have it at the bottom because unknown, some don't like it. You can just say comments, layer, let's say bottom. By default it's at top, but we can have it. Then we're saying it's doing nothing. Well, yeah, because we have to restart it. Oh, I'm silly. It's the layer, not the position. Oop. The position And now if we do this, yeah, there we go. I don't like it at the bottom. I mean, it does look cool, but I prefer it at the top. Just save it and reload, and it goes up there. What I did was putting the clock in the center, as you see here, at the modules the center. There, yeah. Also, if you noticed in the last time, we didn't saw the numbers of the workspaces. This is done via typing here Hyprland/workspaces. Previously there was Sway/workspaces, and just replacing Sway with Hyprland does the thing. Moving things, as you see here, custom power. Usually it was somewhere around here. By removing things like there was a network thingy, I just remove it. That's it. It's not that complicated. We just remove it. We remove things. We just copy things and put them where we want. It's that easy. Also, how I managed to execute it. Basically, also small trick if you use any of them, question mark and power. Go down here. There. Oh, not yet. There we go. Custom power. Okay. What I did was, here we see the button. I wasn't able to change the font size, even though it's a awesome font, but I guess it just doesn't work. Basically what I tried doing was on-click the right mouse button to do the Hyperlock thingy, which doesn't work for some reason, but that's fine I guess. On-click, which is the left click, we start the script in a config file, press wlogout, and it does the thing. Changing the look of the Waybar is also somewhat simple and somewhat something to get used to. So there we go. What I did was just basically making a few things transparent, like here, this. Something set color, and on the battery, I gave it a border radius of 18 because font size was 18, so that's good. So that's about it. I didn't do anything crazy, just like you see here for the CPU, I made it transparent, font color white, transparent. What else? This transparent, white, transparent, white. So yeah, that was about the Waybar and how I did basically the background. Oh, what I also did was, if we create another one, the spaces are smaller in the Hyprland config. Basically, we go to Hyper, ls, and then Hyprland. Basically, just scroll it down. Basically, here in general, gaps in, gaps out. Basically, what I changed was changing the gaps out to 5. Yeah, that's about it. That's it. We save it and close it. That's it. Like I said, we've done enough. We changed the wallpaper, install and configure the clipboard. We did install the wlogout, which is, you know, as you remember, this thingy. Only problem, for buttons, I might say, that are kinda obsolete. What else there? The looks of the Waybar is already done, so we already did that, so that's good. Change looks of WoFi is also a thing I might do. Add and change the looks of the dock, so basically add a dock. Customize and install Hyperlock is something. I mean, the thing is, what I tried was just Hyperlock. This is apparently not a bug inside the config, since this is the default config. I might check it out again, so you know. we actually did install the nerd forms, which is also pretty simple to do. Oh, yeah, hold on. Close that. Basically, it's pretty simple. What you just gotta do is just check nerd fonts, and the one that you mostly want to install is Code nerd font. Basically, what you get is let me go to exactly. I installed this into my documents folder. I mean, I could just move it, but I decided to copy it. So, what you just basically have to do is, basically what I did was copying documents, and basically we copied this folder to, if I remember correctly, it was Etsy, and it's currently here. And as you see, QR code. As you see here, we just copy our folder of the documents, QR code. We just copy the whole folder to this one here. If I remember correctly, you have to do it recursively. And you have to add sudo rights, since it is in the user share folder. So you have to do sudo copy recursively from documents, QR code, or downloads, preferably if you want to user share and fonts, and you can that way you can copy fonts. So sudo pacman. Let's update first our packages. Very good. Alright, well, this does its thing. Close this. Now you'll learn how to import fonts. So basically sudo pacman -s zsh. Yep. And paro-s. I think it's a package here in Paro, if I remember correctly. Paro level 10k? Question mark?
I'm afraid not.
No, I couldn't find it. Paro level 10k. Sudo pacman. I don't know if it's a all my. How's it called? All my ZSH. All my ZSH.
No! No!
No? Yeah. Oh. Do you want to change? Absolutely. That's why you need to install ZSH first, otherwise it wouldn't just work. Yes. We type in our password. Now look at that. Let's open it. Put installation. Click on it. Choose in China. Visual. Oh. Why does it have that? Click on it. I just. Okay. That's it. I haven't done it in a while, so I kind of forgot. For new users. I mean, on the first run, computer will ask you to do. I think you have to restart the. No? Okay, so editor Gabe here. I know the audio sounds right now a bit different than on the video you see here right now because I recorded it in OBS. I know it's a bit lazy right now, but it's just for the sake right now, I know. Thing is, I was going to waste a lot of time right now, tinkering around, schminkering around, restarting this and that, to save myself some time and yourself some time. I know it's a bit lazy, but it's more efficient. So yeah. After you installed ZSH, all my ZSH, and power level 10k, after you did all of that, what you have to do is make ZSH the default shell thingy, you know? Yeah, you have to figure out what works for you. There are two ways. First, I tried doing chsh-s $, braces, which ZSH. It didn't work. It said, it just straight up said, we didn't change it. If that didn't work, type ZSH. Maybe you have to go into ZSH first. It's a bit weird, I know. In there you have to probably make it the default. If that doesn't work, try sudo chsh-s $, which CSH. At that point, it should work. And yeah, after a restart, I think it was after a system restart, if I remember correctly, it did it. So that's really weird. So if it still didn't work, you just have to do a system restart. I think that's what worked for me. If it did work right away for you, that's really cool. Yeah, so side editors, note I'm no expert, I'm just some goober. Or if you're at a point where it works right now and you see the next frame, well, you will see it. Congrats, you did it. Would you look at that? Does this look like a diamond? It does. Does this look like a lock? It does. Yep. It's on a 1. It is pointing at 1. Do all these icons fit between the crosses? And they sort of do. Yeah. There is no overlap. Some icons overlay neighboring crosses. Well, not really, so it's fine. I prefer classic. Unicode. Dark. Show current time. I want angled on planted, blurred, and let's make it one line. Compact. Any icons. What's this? Looks good. You like it. Front mod. Verbose. Yes. Customizing terminal stuff. On CSH, no phone power level okay. Okay, we did this. Installing the network manager in Applet. In Waybar, clicking the on-click and connection editor. Okay, apparently it's a thing already installed. Also, a thing I did install is Tmux. Watch this. Nothing crazy changed, right? But look at this down here. Pre-press Ctrl B, I preferably want to change to Ctrl A because it's better in reach, but if we press Ctrl B and C, basically Ctrl B, let it down for a second and C, we create a new one. So we Ctrl B and P for previous, Ctrl B and N for next. Look at that. Why would you do that? Because you don't want to spawn multiple instances of a terminal like this. Looks cool, but you don't want to do this. Or on multiple workspaces, you don't want to do this too. So you decide to do this. Tmux. Wait, not yet. cd into config. Here, we open Tmux. There we go. Control B. Here we go into the Waybar. Control B and P. We go into hyperconfig. Alrighty. What was it called?
Nope.
Network. And arm wallet. Network. We just copy it. Copy glyph. This is how it goes. Network. And we already have it here. Interface WLP. Paste the icon. I mean, it looks better. Go to the Control P. Command config. Wanna do it here? Okay. So also type once. Indicator. Oh, it's me. That makes sense. Because I pasted something accidentally that should be here. Well, we can do it again. On click. And in here we can already normally talk, type. NM. Not that, but connection. Editor. This should work. So if we just left click.
No!
PD class and the NMWY to the MMTY. I had a theory that it's done like that. Of course. I mean, I don't mind that view, so let's just do this. So on click. Just terminal, so we just have to on click. Let's do right. They're already doing left click. In our case, foot. We are using foot terminal class. NMWY and sudo. Interesting. Restarted, looks fine. We right click. It should.
No!
Just this. We click on here. Does. Look at that. Yeah, I see why you wanted to be floaty. Terminal command full screen. Full screen terminal. Oh. Hold up, I wanna try something. Okay, so in here, I wanna try, before we do sudo, I wanna do window maximize. Let's try this. It's not going to work, I know it.
Nah!
Yeah, there's some issue. What are those? Oh. Dash M or dash maximize. So, if we just say just maximize, right? Oh, full screen. Oh, we could just say that. Yeah, I don't mind that. Honestly, dash capital F, I think it was. Let us restart. No problem. And that's good. But it's something. Yet we have installed dock. Now what should we do? NWG dock. Oh yeah. Good. And the main point of this is just that you can't just execute it like this. There. We have the dock. Looks pretty cool, right? And oh, and we got a config. Well, that's cool. It's a resident. What? Oh, it's a list. Actually, for help. Line and phone is fine on the screen. Let's wait it all. That was good. It's literally just like voodoo. Sick. Once. And dock dash all dash. I think so. Oh, that's because okay. Oh. Okay. Show specify dark. That's dark. Cool. Oh. Render to normal window or raw images. Ooh, that looks cool. To make it bigger, that's what I wanted. Monitor search. On fork. It's clicking. I have to make one, and in here I have to specify where it is. I see. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Let's have a look. I did it pretty sloppy, I know. Change looks, I did change the look. And configure wlogout. And again, I'm clicking here. I think it was. Yep. Hyperlock. I can. Exactly 5. That's it. Oh no.
Oh no!
Hyperlock. Okay. So regarding Hyperlock. Fuck no. No, hell no. I looked at Hyperlock multiple times and just said, no, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, and just say, I got used to Sway Lock, because I used Sway a lot. Very intuitive, very easy to use. I don't know what's wrong with Hyperlock, why it's not executing, or I don't even know. I just decided to use this, and that's it. Besides, Sway Lock looks really cool, so yeah. Just pseudo Sway Lock. Waybar? Oh yeah. Okay. Our custom yeah, no. Okay. Hyperlock. I do this. And I think I understand why the logout failed. So if I do this, look at that. Um, um, oh, that's it. Wait one. If this works, there's no way this works. It doesn't work. sorta. Okay, we came to the final conclusion that we're basically done. So, that should be about it. I know and understand this is like the complete baseline and there's more, you can do more with CSS, a bit more configs and etc. But this is how I like it. Yes, it's a bit simpler than I expected, or how you probably expect it to be, but I do like it. I do like it simple at times. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know this video turned longer than I expected, honestly. Even the doing or the making turned longer than expected. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.